Hello friends, this is lesson number 48 in the series of British English Literature. Today, in this lesson, we shall discuss the important figure in the Elizabethan age, that is Philip Sidney, the famous poet. Before we get into this lesson, I would like to tell you that there is another lesson on Philip Sidney. In this YouTube channel, there is a playlist of literary criticism and theories, and in that we have lesson number 13 on Philip Sidney. In that we have discussed the important things related to the views of Philip Sidney regarding criticism. He has written a work that is Defense of Poesy, and in that work he has given his opinion about what should be the content of the poetry, how one should write the poetry, and what is the purpose behind the poetry. So everything related to the criticism he has talked about. So in that segment we can find the things related to criticism. And as far as the other works of Philip Sidney are concerned, we shall discuss all these works here. He was born in the year 1554 and died 1586. You can see he died at a very short age, only 32 years he lived, but still we see his name among the great poets of the Elizabethan age. Why? Because he wrote the famous work that is called as the Sidney's Arcadia or the Countess of Pembroke Arcadia. We shall discuss that work as well, but first a few of the points related to his personal life. First, he is termed as a perfect Renaissance man. In the Renaissance age of the Elizabethan age, he was a noble soldier, a virtuous knight, a great scholar, and a very handsome man. Politically, he was a statesman, a governor, and also the member of Parliament. As in the beginning of this lesson I mentioned that he wrote a work of criticism, that is Defense of Poesy, Philip Sidney is termed as among the foremost critics who talked about the criticism in literature. Before that we have the philosophers in the ancient times, but since the ancient times and up to the period of the Elizabethan age, we hardly had any critic, and the first figure that we see in this time, that is Philip Sidney. And one more important point about Philip Sidney, that as he died at a very short age during a battle, and none of his work was published during his life. After his life, all of his works were published. And it is also said that he used to write for his personal interest and also for the amusement for his friends. And one more thing is famous about him, that he is considered as the perfect example of the mankind, as during the battle he was seriously wounded and he gave his water to the other soldier, and that soldier wasn't his fellow, that was an enemy, so he gave his own water to the enemy soldier, and by saying that thy need is more than mine. In the year 1572 he was elected as the Member of Parliament from the town Shrewsbury, and after that he made several visits to the country like Germany, Poland, Italy, Hungary, Austria, and later in the year 1575 he met Penelope d'Averux. It is quite often said that she was his love interest, though she married the man Robert Rich, the Earl of Warwick, and in the year 1583 he married Frances Walsingham. So these were the important points of his life. Now we come to the works. The first work by him that we see, that is the Lady of May. That is very important work, Lady of May. This is a pastoral work, means it is related to the rural life of the countryside. And in this work we see the allegorical representation of the Queen Elizabeth. In the storyline of this work, we see that the Queen Elizabeth, she was walking in Wanstead Garden, and there comes a woman, and this woman invites Queen Elizabeth to be the part of a ceremony. Actually, she was asking Elizabeth to judge a suitor for her daughter, and the name of her daughter was Lady of May. So we have a woman and she has a daughter, the name is Lady of May, and for her marriage she has two suitors, and she is asking the Queen Elizabeth to judge which one should be the best for her daughter. And then there comes the ceremony, and there we have a crowd, and then there are the people from the both sides of the suitors. One side is termed as the foresters, and they are the 6 foresters, and other party of the suitor we have, they are termed as the shepherds. So we have 6 shepherds, and then there is a schoolmaster named Rhombus, and of course there is Lady of May herself. So all these are people there. In the beginning there is a little quarrel, and after that there is a singing competition between Rhombus, the schoolmaster, Lady of May, and the both suitors. And the name of the suitors, actually they are Theron and Aspilus. And after that singing competition there is another debate session, and in that we have the people from the both sides, from the foresters and from the shepherds. They are in debate, and after all that the queen judges Aspilus as the winner, and he is given the hand of Lady of May, and that's how the poem ends. And in the end we have Theron, he is singing to celebrate his marriage. The next work we have, that is Astrophel and Stella, and this work was written in the year 1580, and it was published, as we know, that after his death only. And the title Astrophel, what does it mean? The Greek word aster means star and phil means love. So from Astrophel we have star lover, and the Latin word stella, it means star. So we have a star lover and a star. The experts feels that this work is based on his personal life, that is his unrequited love for Penelope Devereux. As I have already mentioned that he had a love interest in Penelope Devereux, but she never responded to his love, and instead that she married Robert Rich. And one more thing is notable, that her father was in favor of Philip Sidney, but she went against him and she chooses Robert Rich, that is the Earl of Warwick. Now in the storyline of this poem we have Stella, and it is presented as that Stella is responding to the love of Astrophel, though in reality we have a different story. And this work is written in Petrarchan rhyme scheme. So try to recall what is the Petrarchan rhyme scheme. That is A, B, B, A, A, B, B, A. The first 8 lines with the rhyme scheme, and the next 6 lines of these sonnets, that is, and the next 6 lines C, D, C, D, C, D, or sometimes C, D, E, C, D, E. And one important thing I forgot to mention, that it is a sonnet sequence, and there are 108 sonnets in this work and 11 songs. In Astrophel Stella we have 108 sonnets. And as far as the conclusion of the storyline is concerned, we see that we never reach to any conclusion. Like Astrophel, he keeps pursuing Stella, and as it is told that Stella is somewhat responding to him, though in real life he never get any response. But even in the last sonnet he is still pursuing her, though in the earlier sonnets it is presented as that Stella is responding to his love. As a final comment, we can say that his love for Stella never reached to any resolution, even in these sonnets as well. And then we come to the next work, that is Psalms. Psalms, and this is a collective work of Philip Sidney and Mary Sidney. As I have mentioned already that Mary Sidney is his sister. Psalms are actually the religious songs, and Philip Sidney or Mary Sidney, they did not write these songs. These songs are already available in the Bible, and what they did that they paraphrases these songs. And after Sidney's death, Mary Sidney completed the work and she gave the book to the Queen Elizabeth in the year 1599. And later we have a metaphysical poet, that is John Donne, and he celebrated this work, and he said that this is the highest matter in the noblest form. So that's it for this lesson, and the important work by Philip Sidney, that is the Countess of Pembroke's Arcadia. We shall discuss this work in detail in the next lesson. Thanks a lot for watching this lesson and have a great day.